Oh, that young Bucco fan is ready, isn't he? Dressed for the occasion. Felipe Lopez steps in. Paul Maholm ready to go. First pitch swinging. Felipe Lopez has a base hit to center. Wow. He tripled to start Monday night's game. Last night, Ross Ollendorf got him to fly out, and the first pitch here is a base hit. The rest of the lineup brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Mike Cameron steps to the plate, then Ryan Braun and Prince Fielder. Casey McGee is hitting fifth. Mike Rivera, the catcher. Jason Bourgeois in right field. Giovanni Gallardo hits eighth. And Alcides Escobar is the shortstop. Here we go. Out on a play by Cameron. I was going to give my early tips to the game.
I would say they're pretty aggressive right now.
Yeah. I was going to ask for permission. Had my own Greg's tips to the game.
You can do that.
No.
Fire them out there.
You own the copyright. But with your permission, I will say, I was going to say that Maholm needs to watch the 2-3 hitters. Cameron hitting .423 lifetime against him, and Braun .368. But here, Lopez starts the game with a shot to center. 0-2 the count.
Well, one thing that we'll get to the other tips in a second. Definitely has at least one thing to do with Paul and how he has been pitching really kind of the second half of the season here.
Here they come, and here they are. Bob's tips to win, presented by our friends at Rivers Casino.
I think Paul needs to be efficient. It looks to me like in the last few starts, I don't know if you agree with this or not, Greg, but he's been he almost like he tires if he gets into a long inning or later in a ball game, and he starts hanging some breaking balls, and they start centering him up. And I'd like to keep his pitch count down tonight and not have any of those long innings. And the second one's pretty obvious. We went a long time without getting the ball over the fence.
Swing and a miss. Runner goes, and it is a caught-stealing double play.
Right on the money.
Strike him out, throw him out, DP.
Wondering if that Greg might have just been a hit and run. It didn't seem like there was a great jump there.
Well, that's for sure.
He was out by a mile. That was probably a hit and run.
2 outs. Domit gets credit, of course, for the caught stealing that goes 2-6. Felipe Lopez caught for the 5th time in 11 attempts. Now Ryan Braun at the plate with 2 outs, no one on.
But the last couple of games, it shows you how important home runs can be. You don't always need them, but they really help out when you can get the ball over the fence. We didn't hit any home runs on the road trip. Came back here. We've got, what, 5?
Yeah, out-homered them 5-3. Well, these birds. And this time it's Kevin Causey. Bob Davidson the other night was at third base, and he was shooing the bird away.
They're just looking for something to eat. What's wrong with that? Oh, little bird. I mean, we got a parrot that works here.
True. Although I think the parrot gets jealous. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kevin Causey, the home plate umpire. Bob Davidson at first, the crew chief. And at second base is Tim Cheetah. Damian Beal at third base. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Yep, he is. You're right. He's hungry. 2-1 on Braun. .368 lifetime versus Paul Maholm. 1 for 7 in the series. His .313 average. He's tied for 7th in the league. He's 8th in homers with 26. And he's tied for 4th in the National League with 86 RBIs. Bounces this ball to third. Backhanded LaRoche. And the throw, a little picked by Garrett Jones.
Good inning.
Andy LaRoche not happy with the throw, but got the out. Now, Giovanni Gallardo comes to the hill. to you by PNC. Andrew McCutchen is hitting .283 in his first year in the big leagues. Delwyn Young bats second. Garrett Jones hits third. And Andy LaRoche hit cleanup last night. Did well last 13 games here, hitting .326 at PNC Park. Ryan Doumit was dropped to the 5-hole before last night's game. Lastings Milledge hitting 6th again. And Brandon Moss gets the start in right. Ronnie Cedeno at short. Paul Maholm on the hill. Defensively for Milwaukee, it's Braun, Cameron, and Bourgeois in the outfield left to right. McGee, Escobar on the left side, Lopez, fielder on the right, and Mike Rivera catches for the second straight night. That's very unusual. Jason Kendall, it's one thing for Kendall to get a night off every maybe couple of weeks, but back-to-back makes you think that Kendall might not be 100%. Strike is called on McCutchen.
And it would be very rare occurrence to find when he was healthy and missed 2 games in a row anywhere in his career.
Yeah, that'd be actually interesting to look up. Last time Kendall was healthy and missed back-to-back starts. 1 ball, 1 strike to count on McCutchen. As Bob said, Gallardo, he is really good.
The opponent batting average is .215, and it doesn't seem to matter whether it's right-handers or left-handers. It's about the same. He dominates both sides, although right-handers surprisingly much better slugging percentage than lefties. You seem to hit the ball with a little more authority than the lefties do.
2-1 count on McCutchen, 1 for 4 last night. And a battle of sorts tonight between 2 Rookie of the Year contenders in Andrew McCutchen and the third baseman Casey McGee. McGee tied for first in hitting among rookies at .302, 36 RBIs, third most. McCutchen is second in the RBI column with 35, and Gallardo tosses on to fielder for the out.
I'm going to correct something I said in that first inning, or speculating, at least I was, that could have been a hit and run that Lopez got thrown out on, because he was thrown out by so much. But count was 1-2. This is no hit and run. He's trying to steal this base. You can't hit and run on a 2-strike pitch. So that was just a very poor break.
You don't hit and run with 2 strikes,
no,
right?
Well, yeah, you can't force somebody to swing at strike 3 just to protect the runner. Right. So you're not doing that. So
well, I'll tell you, and
that was bad on my part.
That slide toward the end was bad on Lopez's part, I thought, because it gives you the appearance, the way he went into second, like it was a hit and run. It was odd, to say the least. 1 ball, 1 strike to count on Delwyn Young. Young 1 for 3 with his 6th home run of the year last night, 4 for 8 in the series. Better hitter from this side of the plate this season at .322. He hits .287 from the other side.
You know, I was thinking about that Gallardo numbers. The slugging percentage is so much higher against right-handers than left-handers, and I started thinking, well, you know, Central Division. You know, think of all the sluggers are all right-handed except for the one he's got on his own team.
Yeah.
You look at St. Louis.
You got Pujols.
You got
Chicago,
Pujols,
Derek Lee, and Ramirez.
You got Holiday. You got
Holiday now. Yeah, of course.
And Ludwig.
Yeah.
And then in Houston, you got Lee. I guess Berkman would hit left-handed, but Carlos Lee, that's, you know, another thumper in the middle of the lineup. A lot of right-handed thump in our own division, and that's probably part of the reason that he's given up more extra base hits against the right-handers.
As we said, the Cubs, Derek Lee and Aramis Ramirez. In case any Cubs fans might not have heard us, we don't want them to feel slighted.
No, you know, they're like
a lot of Cubs fans tuned in tonight. And just a softly hit ball to the shortstop Escobar, retiring Delwyn Young.
It looked like Delwyn kind of slowed his bat down to make contact with that pitch. Watch the swing again. Look at that. Watch see how he slows the bat down?
Yeah.
And the bat, look how slow the bat fell to the ground. It was going so slowly.
Like it was in slow motion all along.
Yeah. Now, that was real speed, though.
Yeah.
But hitters will do that, seriously. They'll cut down their swing and have that just make contact type deal.
Ball one high on Garrett Jones. Time for our Barrel Automotive League leaders stat board and rookie home run leaders. Here's Garrett Jones. We mentioned Casey McGee. Jones leads all rookies in homers, and his batting average of .302 is tied with Casey McGee among rookies. 2-0 the count.
I was talking to Stan today in the postgame, Greg, about players that have something to prove.
Pre-game today? Pre-game, right?
Yeah. About players that have something to prove on this team. And I was talking about Millage was the guy that I used as an example, but Jones is maybe even a better example, because even though he's done what he has with his home runs, his batting average over 300, it's almost like, and it is, this is reality. I don't know if it should be like this, but because he spent so much time in the minor leagues and because of his age, he's a little bit older than everybody else to be a rookie. Is that enough? I mean, he's going to have to do more than the average guy to prove his worth, I think. I don't know if you. That's the way I look at it.
I think that's probably true, and
I mean, at some point,
and
he'll get there and he'll say, "Okay, I've proven myself." But he's got further to go than I think other guys.
Probably true. I think it's close between him and Millage in that regard.
But if you looked at the numbers, if that's what you mean,
yeah. No, the numbers are Garrett Jones early on. Of course, Garrett Jones has played now 42 games with the Pirates, and Millage is looking at his 17th game. But there's no question that both are players that, though may not have been singled out publicly by Neil Huntington, those are absolutely two of the players they're talking about, guys that have the opportunity. They need to grab it and run with it.
In general, the general statement, if you have that pedigree, a high draft pick,
you're going to get more of an opportunity.
Yeah, well, and you don't have to do as much to get that opportunity as somebody that, is bounced around, a minor league free agent type guy. Boy, you're going to really have to knock their socks off. And to Garrett's credit, in this instance, he's to this point done just that.
A ball and a strike on Andy LaRoche. Hit cleanup for the first time in his career last night. 2 for 2, couple of walks. Drove in a run. He's 4 for 6 in the series. Gallardo's third start of the year against Pittsburgh. His first one. He beat the Pirates all by himself. That's almost not an exaggeration.
No.
He pitched 8 innings at Miller Park on April the 29th, allowed 2 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 11 strikeouts. The final score was 1-0 because he homered. An amazing outing for Gallardo. April 29th against the Pirates at Miller Park. Just the third pitcher ever to win 1-0 while recording at least 10 strikeouts and hitting a home run. Red Ruffing of the 1932 Yankees, an early win of the 1959 White Sox, the only other pitchers in history to accomplish that feat. He wasn't as good his next time against Pittsburgh here, but real strong anyway. 7 innings, 3 runs, and a 7-4 Brewers victory. Runner goes in the dirt. That'll be a stolen base. And that's the other part of the game that Garrett Jones has. That's 7 steals now in 8 tries for Garrett Jones.
This is a very good pitch selection to run on, wouldn't you say?
Yes.
55-foot curveball.
Yep.
Not going to get thrown out too many times, but Jones does have the better than average speed, I think, is what most people would describe it as. And again, it's kind of surprising because he's such a big man, very tall.
3-2 count now on LaRoche. on deck, Doman. Pirates try to sweep the Milwaukee Brewers in this 3-game series. Would be their first 3-game sweep of Milwaukee since they did that at Miller Park in Milwaukee in 2004. Struck him out looking. Pirates leave one. We've played one at PNC Park. Brew Crew zip. Buccos nothing. Inning, and in this series he has homered twice. This line drive bomb on Monday night, and this one over the right center field wall last night against Ross Ohlendorf led off the 2nd inning. And this season against the Pirates in 10 games, well, the first 8 he was hitting okay, .310, but no homers. Walked 7 times. Pirates were very careful against him. First 2 games of this series, a pair of homers, and the first pitch strike to Fielder. Now, Fielder is 3 for 30 lifetime against Mahalem, a 100 career batting average versus Paul Mahalem. Quite a contrast to Mike Cameron and Ryan Braun. So it'll be a test for Mahalem against the 2-3 hitters tonight. But regardless of the previous numbers, Bob, against Fielder, always dangerous.
Bill Hall. He had real good numbers also. Yep. I mean, fabulous numbers off of Paul. Paul has always struggled against that lineup of theirs, all those right-handers.
Bill Hall, career .324. But Bill Hall, by the way, was traded today.
I heard that he might go to Cincinnati. Is that who he ended up with?
Seattle.
Seattle, huh?
For minor league pitcher Ruben Flores. A bouncing ball. That's where Cedeno is playing fielder. Now 3 for 31 in his career against Mahalem. 1 away in the 2nd. Paul Mahalem made his major league debut against the Brew Crew. Casey McGee last night 0 for 3 with an RBI. Plus a walk. Having a fine rookie season. McGee 2 for 6 against Mahalem with a home run. Getting his chance because of the Bill Hall struggles. Bill Hall was designated for assignment last Wednesday, hitting .201 with 6 homers and 24 RBIs.
Well, just a couple of years ago, he was star of their team. I mean, just carrying the club and playing wherever they wanted him. Second, short, center field.
Third, 1 year it was short, then in the outfield, and the third.
I mean, it just when the wheels came off, they just went shooting off in all directions into the ditches.
Looks as though the Mariners will have him playing third base, what with Adrian Beltre on the disabled list. McGee takes a strike, 3-1. Again, kind of a rookie battle between McGee and McCutchen this series.
The Brewers really gone through a big transition in the last 24 months, or the last 12 months especially.
I think a year ago at this time they had acquired CC Sabathia for that playoff run, and what a job he did for them.
They're on their second manager. I mean, last year they had the interim manager Dale Swain for a while toward the end, and we had gotten the playoffs.
Yep.
New pitching coach to start the season, and now another new pitching coach. And J.J. Hardy, who looked like he was going to be a mainstay for him at shortstop, now he's down in the minor leagues. Hall is in Seattle. They weren't able to keep Sabathia. They took a run at him, thought that they might have a chance. But the dollar spoke louder, and they didn't.
And their pitching has been much different this late summer as opposed to last year. Brings up Mike Rivera. Rivera hitting .254. The CC Sabathia acquisition obviously was huge. And he joined Jeff Suppan. Suppan currently on the disabled list. And Ben Sheets was pretty good also last season. Sheets was not re-signed by the Brewers. Ended up having surgery. Was signed by the Rangers as a minor league free agent. And he has yet to come back. Also on the disabled list currently is right-hander Dave Bush. They went 90 and 72 last year. And as Bob said, Ned Yost was fired with just 12 games left. As Doug Melvin, the GM, and the ownership group felt that they had to make a change. Dale Swain, the former Pirate, by all accounts did a fine job, and he thought he pretty much had the job well into the offseason, but then Doug Melvin decided to interview Pittsburgh's own Kenny Maka. Maka was hired and decided to keep Swaim on board as one of his coaches.
Maka, very experienced, good resume. Excuse me, a lot of success in Oakland.
Willie Randolph, the bench coach. Dale Swaim, the hitting coach. Kenny Maka, a lot of success with the A's. And there they are with the wild card standings, and barely.
They're barely alive. Coming in, this was the big series for them. And I kind of touched on this in our open that the Pirates, the players are probably going to take, if they can win tonight and sweep this, they could put them 9 back and a wild card 10 back in the division.
Let's see if they can get 2 here. Dylan Young working on that relay, and the pick by Garrett Jones. Still a work in progress, but they get it done. 5-4-3.
Nice pick at first base. But this is what Delwin has been on every single day, just working on that turn at second base, the footwork, trying to get his quickness down. Perry Hill,
the best in the business.
Yep,
Pirates so fortunate to have him.
He really is one of the reasons that they felt confident in moving Young to second base to get his bat in the lineup, is that they had Perry Hill to show him how that's done, and there's no better. He is the man when it comes to infield instructing.
Ask Andy LaRoche about what he thinks of Perry Hill. He just absolutely raves about him. Job that he's done with him. 1 ball, 1 strike on Doman. Millage and Moss follow.
Well, he had 2 of the best out there.
Yep.
He had Jack and Freddie. I mean, that was just a little tweaking here and there, a little fine adjustments, kind of more or less patting him on the back most of the time. But now he's got 2 new guys out there. That's his challenge, to mold him into a good double play con. I was thinking about the way both players kind of intermingle out there. You have Delwin very inexperienced and kind of like he's trying to feel his way, but Cedeno on the other side is very athletic and moves laterally very well. Definitely not the same type players, and you got to try to mix those 2 guys together and get them to where they're working the same amount out there on defense.
On top of everything else,
it's a tough job.
I was going to say, on top of everything else, he also he works with all the infielders. Obviously, the middle infielders and the corner man LaRoche the most, but even with the guys at first, and it's a huge challenge for Perry Hill. As Bob said, taking 2 veterans, very above average defensively coming into the season, and Jack Wilson and Freddie Sanchez, and raising their game even a bit higher. And I wonder, Bob, and I don't know how much this is talked about, but how much does the value of those 2 players, Sanchez and Wilson, increase trade value? When they're that much better defensively? So you can't really put a price tag on how important a guy like Perry Hill is.
Yeah, Freddie's defense was outstanding, and Jack, who's always been a pretty good defender, maybe just a little bit under Gold Glove caliber. I think this year was pushed into a Gold Glove caliber shortstop. I mean, he was playing his best defense that I've ever seen him play, and I think Perry Hill could be very proud of what he was able to do.
Speaking of that, tonight's Radio Shack What Do You Know involves Perry Hill. Did you know? First base coach and infield instructor Perry Hill directed and produced an instructional DVD on the fundamentals of fielding in 2002 entitled Ultimate Infield. That's tonight's Radio Shack What Do You Know? We'd like to welcome our friends at Radio Shack to the broadcast. He knows a lot, and sure as heck knows how to teach it. Lastings Millage the other day was working around first base with Perry Hill and Gary Varsho. The Millage people, how about that? Pretty clever. That is pretty clever.
That is great. Where's that? Oh, that's in left field too. Yeah,
just above the Looney section.
Yeah.
The Millage people. That is good.
Let's see if Millage can hit one to the Millage people. That one he hit last night would have gotten pretty close to him. Bombed it out there. That's the first time we've seen that ball really jump off his bat. Saw that life last night, that's for sure.
A look at this home run from Lastings Millage, his first of the season.
About a mid-thigh breaking ball, and it went back underneath that upper deck stands, and that was a blast. And that was all him. And a fastball, sometimes you catch a guy who's throwing real hard, he'll provide a little of that distance for you, but Off-speed pitch. That's all you. Put the gold laces on again tonight.
We'll call him Lastings Milledge. L-A-C-E. Lastings. 2-2 the count with Doumit at first. Brandon Moss to follow. Lastings Milledge coming from a pretty big family, the Bradenton area, and apparently that's how he got his name. His mother deciding that was it. To be the last
Milledge.
The last Milledge. So Lastings it was. Still 2-2. Came out of Bradenton, Florida with a whole lot of promise. Did Lastings Milledge, still just 24. Picked in the first round by the New York Mets. First round pick, the 12th overall choice in 2003. And a pop-up. Right fielder, Bourgeois. Back to that home run, Lastings Milledge, as we open up the Geico quote book. I was able to get something elevated, and I was able to do some damage with it. I saw what I was looking for, and I wanted to be aggressive. It felt good. I wasn't thinking about it as my first home run, but it was a chance to give us a cushion. That he did. The Geico quote.
Yeah, he picked a great time to hit his first home run as a Bucko. And that inning was set up to where it looked like we were going to do some damage, and then there was a quick double play, and thought that they might escape, and it was just a one-run ball game at the time. And if they get out of that with no damage, that could be a little momentum shifter. But Milledge took care of that with one swing, 2 runs.
Moss takes 1 ball, 1 strike. Moss was 0 for 3 against Gallardo back on April the 29th. Of course, Gallardo only gave up 2 hits. A 5th inning double to Andy LaRoche. He hadn't given up a hit, a base runner, did Gallardo, through 4 2/3 before the double by LaRoche. And then Robinson Diaz doubled in the 8th inning off of Gallardo. That masterpiece. Here at PNC Park, Moss went 1 for 3 against Gallardo on May the 4th, tripled off the wall in center field. His first at bat against him.
Moss not one of those players on this team. We have a bunch of them, that's for sure, that playing for a job. You know, at this point, most of these players, they aren't really, being pushed, because of the standings, trying to win games or anything like that. It has come down to personal deals with all these guys. You won't see them. You won't see the Pirates with the team the way it's made up right now, backing off. You won't see any guys jogging, going through the motions because it's the last month of the season and we're in last place. That's not going to happen. These guys is that they know that they won't be here next year if that's the kind of attitude that they take. Their jobs are on the line. If they want to come back, they got to go hard.
Doumit took off. That should be a stolen base. He took off before that ball was in the dirt. It's a strikeout of Moss.
An overhand curveball bounced it right on top of the plate.
Watch Doumit.
I don't know, Greg. I think he left when he saw that ball bounce.
I'd like to see it again.
Well, I would like to show it to you again.
If you could.
Yeah,
if you don't mind.
I enjoy showing you you're wrong.
If you don't mind, King Gypsy.
Well, the Gypsy King has decided to grant your wish.
Thank you.
Doman is not running.
Watch, the ball is in the dirt now. He had taken off before it was in the dirt.
No, he ran when it hit the dirt.
A stolen base for Doman.
What'd they call it?
Stolen base.
They did?
Sure.
Oh, well. As always, you're right.
See if Cedeno can get him home. Ronnie Cedeno, 0 for 4 last night, and 2 for 8 in the series, hitting .270 as a Pirate with 3 homers and 10 RBIs. Jack Wilson, by the way, is not going to be able to play until at least this weekend. He's been out for a week now. And there's a drive to left. Ronnie Cedeno, the jump in the bat. Look at that drive. That's his 4th, and the Pirates take a 2-0 lead in the second.
Where these home runs are landing.
Yeah, they're bombs.
That's back under the rotunda. Nice job, Ron.
His 4th as a Pirate. Boy, he's got some pop in that bat.
Well, that one was some room service there. Belled high down the middle. But you still got to do something with it, even though you get a mistake pitch. And he did. There's 2 runs for you, Paul.
2 runs against Yovani Gallardo in less than 2 innings. Home run by Cedeno, his 4th as a Pirate, his 9th combined with Seattle and Pittsburgh. That gives him 12 RBIs, and this is 18th game since the trade. Now, if this keeps up, and you're asked at the end of the season, what are some of your biggest surprises? It's going to be one of them. Cedeno's offense and his defense.
Keeps up, and you're asked, who's the shortstop next year?
You'll have an answer, huh?
R. Cedeno. But that's what we're talking about. That's what this is about right now, is guys winning jobs for next year. As we've said, thousands of times, very, very, very few jobs are won or lost in Florida. Everybody, 99% of players, the decisions of whether they're going to play here, play there, go north with the team, go to the minor leagues, those decisions are all made very early in January, unless there's injuries or something crazy like that would happen, trades, that sort of thing.
3-2 Tapper to the right side. Fielder and a toss to Gallardo. And let's take a look at Ronnie Cedeno going deep for the 4th time as a Bucco. And nothing cheap about these home runs from their new shortstop. 2-0 after 2.
McDonald's new McCafe coffees, creamy lattes, rich mochas, and frothy cappuccinos. Only at McDonald's. I'm loving it. And by Day Automotive, we're going to make your day.
And 1-800-SAFE-AUTO reminds you that you are safe at home with 1-800-SAFE-AUTO, proudly supporting the Obadiah Cole Foundation for prostate cancer screening and awareness. Early detection is the cure. Ronnie Cedeno's home run giving the Pirates a 2-0 lead. Paul Maholm, not a lot of room with which to work, but against Gallardo, got to be pleased. They've got the 2-0 lead through 2, and how will he handle the bottom third of the order? Jason Bourgeois playing in just his second game with the Brewers. He appeared in 6 games with the White Sox last year, signed as a free agent over the winter. 27-year-old native of Houston, Texas. Jason Bourgeois. Bourgeois had his contract purchased from AAA Nashville a week ago. Took the spot that was left open when Bill Hall was designated for assignment. Toward third, but foul. At the time of his promotion, ranked among the leaders in the Pacific Coast League in hits, stolen bases, had 36 steals, 134 hits.
Things not working out the way they wanted it to. They're making these moves, trying to do something that would make the club click, get on some kind of a winning streak they needed badly. The reason they're making these moves, and you know, we touched on this a little earlier. You know, to be honest with you, Greg, when you're down in the standings like they are now, you know, going into the series, 8-9 games this time of year, going against a club that is a last place team in the division, and you've hammered them for 2 years in a row. You can't come in here and lose 2 out of 3. You certainly can't come in here and be swept. They had to think that they had to get back in the race. Right? To get back into the race, they had to come here and sweep the Pirates, and it's really turned around on them. And you know, there's a little bit of bad blood going on between these 2 clubs over a couple of years.
Cedeno gobbles it up. Goes out Bourgeois. We were talking earlier about Yovani Gallardo as he comes to the plate hitting 8th, and what he did on the mound and with the bat back on April the 29th. Just 8 brilliant innings. Allowed just a couple of hits, struck out 11, but matched in a scoreless tie with Ian Snell in Milwaukee. The Pirates and the Brewers could do nothing until the Gallardo home run off Ian Snell back on April the 29th at Milwaukee's Miller Park. That home run came with 1 out in the 7th, and that was the final. 1-0. Came on an 0-2 pitch. Gallardo now has 4 career homers, the most in franchise history.
This season, 8 RBIs, 2 home runs, couple of doubles. I think 245 at bats.
Pitcher hitting 8th, as was the case on Monday night for Kenny Maka. 6th time that he has hit his pitcher 8th.
Spoiling a few pitches. This is something I really didn't want to see much of out of Paul tonight. Keep the pitch count down, stay fresh. And I think his location has been bothered this year when he has a long inning or gets a little later in the game, starts approaching 100 pitches.
Joe Kerrigan keeping track. We talked on the radio side last night about what John Russell had pointed out often regarding Ross Ollendorf and why he wasn't maybe allowed to go deeper into games. And Russell pointed out, you look at the opposition hitting against Ollendorf, after he threw his 91st pitch before last night. Opponents hit 370 off Ohlendorf after 91 pitches. And similar situation for Mahalem. Here's Ohlendorf, who got the win. Great start last night, 7+, 1 run, 5 hits. But opponents between pitches 61 and 75 for Mahalem are hitting just 221. But after 76 pitches thrown, 76 to 90, they're hitting 321, 100 points higher. After the 75 pitch mark, and Cedeno backs up on the hop, and Gallardo has no desire to run down to first, so he'll be retired easily. An 8-pitch at bat.
That's how many pitches he had to go through the first inning. I think that was a 9-pitch inning. So Gallardo definitely wore him down a little bit. As you said, the pitches are important to him this year, and he needs to keep the number down. But I always, we want to be careful about statistics, because there's always, a little story behind them. Just like what we were talking earlier with the slugging percentage against Gallardo. Why is it so much higher with right-hand hitters against left-hand hitters? You would think, well, right-handers just hit. Well, that might not be true. He plays in a division where, the thump is all right-handed, except for the one guy on his own team that he never faces. So, that could play into it. There's always other factors, other variables that affect those statistics.
Well, that's for sure. You could say that about every statistic in baseball.
That's why you have to be careful with them.
Ball bunted foul. But I'll tell you, there's little doubt that this Pirate organization, they take all in things into account, but they are more statistic oriented, I think. My own personal opinion, having watched what's going on and listened, starting from the GM's office down to with Joe Kerrigan. When you walk into an office at PNC Park where the pitchers meet, and you've got a gigantic wetboard just filled with numbers about what a guy hits on certain counts and so forth. And
they have it down to how often, like, the guy swings on 2-2 counts. Like, he swings 2-2 73% of the time. And
sometimes
again,
when Kerrigan comes out to the mound, he'll say that to the pitcher.
And that can be helpful, but I think also, you might be giving the hitters a little too much credit too sometimes. So you gotta, everything has to be taken with a grain of salt. I'm not so old school that I don't believe that all these statistics don't have a place, but at the same time, I think
you can't rely solely on them.
They have to be, a kind of a mixture of, old school with your own eyes, doing what you see and believe, and then looking at the printout also.
But just to finish up, when Kerrigan goes out there, a lot of times he might remind a pitcher about a certain statistic that is so out of whack. Now, this guy swings on a 1-2 count, out of the strike zone 99% of the time. Don't forget that. So don't throw a strike here. And those are the kind of things that Kerrigan might pass along to a pitcher. One ball, one strike. I believe that's Tony Beasley's son in the foreground there in front of Kerrigan. 2-1 now on Felipe Lopez. What a job he's done since coming over from the Diamondbacks. 27 games now, hitting .336, a homer, 22 RBIs with an on-base percentage of .403. Ricky Weeks got a torn tendon in his left wrist, was placed on the disabled list May the 19th. And a shot foul, barely foul, past Garrett Jones.
Very close one. Field cam, get you right down with it.
Good look. That's the splash cam working overtime.
With the Southwest Field cam, and we haven't named the splash cam. What's the name?
It's open.
The splash cam is a Gypsy also.
It's open. Whatever you, anybody out there?
Yeah.
Right? You can call your local FSN representative. It's there for the taking.
We can put your name on that camera.
Well, what do you want to call it? Your company? You see, it nods.
It's
almost a life of its own.
It's adorable. You know, they've made movies about cameras like that.
Yeah. Is there a cuter camera on the face of this earth than that one?
Nice job, Paul.
Yeah. Mahalam, the strikeout. 2-0 Bucks. In his first at bat.
I wonder how often we're going to see McCutchen throughout his career bunt. It's something that, you know, we've seen occasionally, but not really a whole lot considering his speed. But then if he truly does become that hitter that's more than just a singles guy and is going to hit home runs, a lot of extra base hits, you're not going to want him to bunt very often.
It's hard not to envision him, who knows when, being a solid number 3 hitter.
You know, I think of Bonds when he came up as a Pirate and he was hitting leadoff in the beginning. I don't recall him trying to bunt very often, but then you really wouldn't want him to bunt. And obviously he became a great home run hitter, but you could see all along that he was going to have some power.
And another base hit for McCutchen. .350 on base percentage.
And every time he gets on, I'll want him to run.
Yep.
So exciting.
12 of 13 in stolen bases for McCutchen at the major league level.
There's the Southwest Field cam again, giving you a look at that ball going right through the hole. He's got the green light. They can stop him, give him a stop sign if they don't want him going. But if he thinks he's got to jump, he can go. Like Fielder's trying to distract him. They got him laughing over there.
Pirates have a stolen base against Gallardo tonight. Incredibly enough, the official scorer called that Domit play a wild pitch, in case you're keeping score with us. So I might grab an eraser or some white out, change it to a wild pitch.
If you want
back
to be
in the
accurate.
second inning. If you want to be, yeah. And you may debate it. You may not agree. That's okay. That's part of the game. By the way, that makes 14 steals and 16 attempts this season for the opponents against Gallardo. Mike Rivera behind the plate has thrown out 4 of 15 attempted stolen bases. 1 ball, no strikes. How aggressive will McCutchen be here?
We're looking for an inside fastball. I bet you we see a snap throw to first. Didn't get the inside fastball. A lot of catchers they'll call an inside heater, and if it's off the plate in there, they'll backhand it, try to snap that throw down behind the hitter. A shot of Kendall in the dugout. He was phenomenal last year in controlling the running game. This fastball is supposed to be away.
It is. And now the count is 3-0 to Delwyn Young.
There's a stat for you. The on-base percentage on 3-0 counts over 900.
Wow.
Versus Gallardo.
How about that?
Yeah, there's stats for everything.
Mm-hmm. And that's what's the great thing. One of the great things about baseball. The numbers part of it. 3-1 the count. There goes McCutchen. Swing and a miss. No chance.
Not when you bounce it. He's not going to be thrown out too many times in his career on a hop.
That's 13 steals and 14 tries at the big league level for McCutchen.
Might have had a shot with a perfect throw. If the ball is right on the bag, they could have maybe got a call there, but that's what it takes to throw him out.
Fly ball to the gap in left center field, and McCutchen can trot home. Delwyn Young into second base, and a 3-0 Pirates lead. Delwyn Young, 5 hits and 10 at-bats in this series.
Yeah, Delwyn has really evolved as a player since he got here. Showed up, did a little pinch hitting here or there, was good at that. Got some starts. Andrew doesn't have to do much to score on that ball. And just has become a bigger and bigger part of this team, to where now he starts in the infield at second and has been hitting pretty much somewhere in the middle of that lineup. We saw him hitting third a lot, second tonight.
That's his 11th RBI since the Freddie Sanchez trade. He was handed the second base job. I think he's missed 1 game since, 1 start. Foul ball out of play. Another look.
They fell behind, had to come right at him with a fastball. Yeah, even if you're a real hard thrower, when major league hitters can just sit on that number 1, they're pretty much going to get the head of the bat to it more often than not.
Fly ball to right.
Did he?
Toward the Clemente wall, and not enough. Runner at second will tag and move to third. It's Garrett Jones.
It's okay.
Was jammed and got the ball to deep right field, and he moves Young to third.
That was a very positive out. Get out early, pull the ball, And even if you make it out, you've helped things by getting Young to third base.
Bourgeois back to the wall.
All right now.
Get him in.
Yep. Garrett did his job. Well, Young did his job. Got to second base with nobody out. Garrett got him over. And he's got to get him in. Old baseball cliche go. Get him over, get him in.
Infield in all the way around.
And not much choice. They're starting to fall way behind. And a lot of times early in the game, you'll give up a run for an out, but you don't want to fall back by 4. They're pinched in tight. Ideally, I think Andy would like to hit this ball to the right side more often than not. When you go to the right, you hit the ball in the air. When you pull it, you put it on the ground. They're playing him toward right field a little bit in the outfield. Pretty good hook. Straight down. Wow, that ball was biting hard. Twelve to 6, Greg.
Yep. Toward third, runner holds. Get the out of LaRoche.
Oh, I was wrong. It's 3-0. It's not 12 to 6.
Oh, right, exactly. Trying to make it 4-0.
Hey, you pull the ball, you put it on the ground most of the time, and that's what happened. I really like the strategy of trying to go to right field when you want to have a sacrifice fly. And even if you get jammed because the pitcher knows this and he's trying to crowd you, even if you get jammed, infield's in and you got a chance of blooping one over into right field. But when you get a curveball that's biting like that, you might just say it's a success to get it in fair territory somewhere. That pitch is tough to guide somewhere and get it to the outfield. You're trying to get under it and it's trying to dive to the dirt.
To know the count on Doman. With Millage on deck. A 2-run homer from Ronnie Cedeno in the second. A Delwyn Young double here in the third after the leadoff single by McCutchen and the stolen base. This will be the 72nd pitch thrown by Yovani Gallardo. 2-2.
He has definitely had a different game than Paul has. Doman has really been out in front in this slump he's been in, especially from the left side. He just can't stay back long enough. The bat, the hips, everything is rotated. The bat's through the zone, and he's getting a lot of off-speed pitches, a lot of straight changes. Here comes the hook. Stay back.
Fly ball to center field. Cameron has a beat on it. And he makes the catch. Pirates get another, and after 3, lead the Brewers 3-0 at PNC Park. who was the first Major League player to have his signature branded onto a Louisville Slugger bat?
That's a good question, Greg. Let me think it over for a moment, and I'll have the answer for you.
It might take a half inning. It might come to you between innings, like during a commercial break, but you'll get it. I'm confident you'll get it. Yeah.
Branded.
Right now, Bob working hard to think. It'll come to you, I'm sure. Listen.
What do you do when you brand? Remember the TV show Brandon? Remember they had the sword that was snapped in half, cavalry guy, and they drummed him through the stockade and threw the broken sword out after him.
Was it called Branded?
Yeah, I think it was. I don't think I had a long run.
Honestly?
That little catchy song there, Branded. You know, you can't ever ask a serious question with you. Oh, he's got to make a joke out of it.
Honestly. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Mike Cameron. Leading off the 4th.
Okay, it had to be an old timer. The first bat? First bat. Any kind of bat, just a first bat.
Didn't say glove. Didn't say ball.
Branded.
Didn't say shoe.
Branding iron.
Didn't say uniform.
Branding iron. So it had to be like after the Stone Age. Iron. Couldn't be in the Bronze Age.
Ironside. Who started Ironside? Who was that? You remember the TV show Ironside?
Yeah, he was the.
What was his name?
He was the lawyer for a long time. Raymond Burr.
Petrocelli. Oh yeah, Raymond Burr. Oh, look out off Mahalam. Deflects to Young. Now just a matter of whether Mahalam's okay.
They're going to run out and take a look. Not sure where that hit him, but it got him pretty good. He's not rubbing anything, though. He's acting like he's fine.
Talk about being branded.
Yeah, that one tattooed him.
That'll leave a mark.
Get the glove up. Get the glove up. Oh, just not high enough. Yeah, that branded him.
They get the out at first, and Brad Henderson checking on Mahalam. John Russell out there.
I think he's all right.
Three 3-0 Pirates lead. They're going to see if Mahalam.
He's nodding his head. I think he's fine. I think he'll be all right.
Mahalam, no stranger, of course, to comebackers. You probably know the story by now. Nearly lost his life back in 2004. Down in the lower minors while playing for the Lynchburg Hillcats.
Toss a couple here. Prove to everybody that he can. I mean, it's just for a joke.
Just throw it over the.
Yeah, throw it like halfway up the screen. Just in, turn around and laugh though. I'd like to see somebody do that one time. Ouch. You hear that thud.
Yeah.
I know that hurts.
He's going to be all right. As we said, in 2004, struck in the face by a line drive, suffered a broken nose, fracture of the orbital bones. They had a couple of surgeries. Tried to come back that year. Was placed back on the disabled list, came back and actually went to spring training in 2005 with the Pirates. Started the year off at Altoona, went to AAA Indy, and was promoted to the big leagues. August 30th, made his first start against the Brewers, pitched 8 shutout innings, got the win.
I'll tell you what, he and Duke that year were like magicians out there. going down the line this time. Phenomenal the way those two guys pitched. Hopefully get Braun out. And then Fielder, who hasn't hit Paul very well, could be the last out of the inning. Pitch count down. I don't like this 3-0 count.
4-pitch walk to him.
Yeah, you're not going to like that on the bench right now. The line drive off the pitching arm, and then a 4-pitch walk when he's had pretty good control all day. A little red flag just kind of went up like, is he okay? He's saying yes, but is there something there? I mean, Paul, you got to drag him off the mound. He's not going to come voluntarily. So they're going to watch real carefully. You know, Fielder, you pointed out, he owns him. Paul owns Fielder. So this is maybe a real test. He feathered that breaking ball in there nicely.
Fielder has hit into 11 double plays. Tied for the team lead with Jason Kendall.
You know, I can understand Fielder.
But not Kendall?
Yeah, why would that? I mean, Fielder, you know, big, strong home run hitter. You want him to, it's kind of like pool holes.
Yeah.
You don't run guys in front of them. You want guys on base. Yeah. When you're at first with the Fielder up, you're in scoring position. So you don't run those guys. With Kendall, just strictly a singles hitter at this point in his career, why would he hit into so many double plays? I mean, he's a, you know, contact guy. You think you'd start runners in front of Jason and let him, with his contact skills, protect them. Now, that's really an odd stat. Oh, I'm like getting all over the stats today.
And now, yeah, but you're like liking that one though.
Well, I don't understand it.
Oh,
I don't understand why it doesn't make sense. I understand Fielder. Every time we go someplace, I know the big boys are going to have those high double play numbers, just because you don't want to run it, take a chance of running into an out with those guys at the plate. But why would you not run somebody with Jason up there?
It was kind of surprising that Braun got picked off last night with the Fielder at the plate.
I think he was surprised also. I think that maybe says more about the move that Ohlendorf has. I mean, it's really getting very impressive. A lot of things about Ross are really starting to, you know, impress me. I did not think that we were going to see him at this stage of his career string together in the second half of the season 7 starts like he has. I was hoping that he would get better as the season went along in the second half, but I thought it would be some more of the ups and downs, and you know, the downs would be fewer and fewer. But I mean, he's locked in right now, which is very, very impressive to me. And he's done it by transforming his style. He's gone back to being the power guy he was last year when he came here after the trade. You talk about some, you know, being flexible and being able to do whatever it is that needs to be done to get the outs.
Foul tip and the strikeout. Fielder. Third K for Mahalam, the second out of the inning, and now it's Casey McGee.
Fastball, good spot. Fielder is so worried about chasing the bad breaking ball that he waits before he commits to his swing. He's trying to stay back.
Now Fielder an .094 average against Paul Mahalam, and that's not just a couple at bats, 32 at bats. Lifetime batting average of .094 against Mahalam. McGee walked in the second. Pulls this ball foul.
Now pitching, it's been said many times by a lot of great pitchers that it's all about destroying timing. That's all it is. You want those guys a little ahead, little behind, little ahead, little behind. And that's why changing speeds and throwing strikes with the different speeds is the key to getting the outs. Destroy the hitter's timing.
Ball, one strike.
And even if you're a hard thrower, you consistently throw 95, if that's all you got, I mean, they're going to time that. They will turn that 95 around, you know, just like we saw Delwyn Young with that double. Just caught the bottom part of the ball, but you could see the head of the bat was right out there to meet it. That wasn't destroying the timing there. That's the kind, as a pitcher, you like to be able to recognize, because that tells you that he's right there. The head of the bat was right to the baseball. He just missed it, was all.
Line drive, back is Moss to make the catch. A walk to Braun and a line shot off the body. Mahalam okay. 3-0 Pittsburgh.
Barrel.com. Definitely worth the click. And by Aflac. We've got you under our wing.
Aflac trivia question.
Do I get to guess?
Sure. First major league player to have his signature branded into a Louisville Slugger bat.
I'm going to say Honus Wagner.
Oh, let's see.
That's my guess.
Where'd you come up with that? Oh, he's done it again.
I knew that one. I'll just leave me on. You know, I want me to tell you why they started doing that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because they didn't have numbers back then.
Aha.
So they couldn't write numbers on the end of the bat. So they started branding the names into them.
Thus, Honus Wagner, the Flying Dutchman, the Pirate. Millage in the hole 0-2.
You know what it means when a guy has his autograph branded on the bat as opposed to just his
print
name and, you know,
right.
print.
What's
if
it
he's
mean?
got his autograph branded into the bat instead of just his name printed,
yeah,
the autograph means he has a contract with that company.
Aha.
If it's just a printed name, then there's no contract. It's just what the team ordered from that company for him, and they brand his name like that. And the contract, I don't know what that means nowadays, but the contract 30 years ago meant that they give you free golf clubs every year.
Golf clubs.
Nowadays, there might be more financially to it than a free set of clubs.
Louisville Slugger, 125 years old this year. They'll pop up on the right side. The second baseman Lopez. Easy play for the first out in the bottom half of the fourth. Lastings Milledge, no contract, huh?
Well, now that's the old Louisville Sluggers. I don't know about that one.
That's it.
But that's printed. Now, if that was back when I played, if that was a Louisville Slugger, well, for one thing, it wouldn't say Lastings Milledge. When you didn't have a contract, just had your last name on there. It would have just said Milledge. And if it was all swoopy and nice autograph, contract.
Brandon Moss takes a strike. Two and one on Moss. And now 2-2. There's a story in the USA Today, in fact, coincidentally, about Louisville Slugger turning 125 years old this season. Said that baseball star Pete Browning was the first customer to get the royal treatment. And the strike three called on Brandon Moss. Second time he's gone down. Once swinging, once looking.
Does it say what the royal treatment was?
No, it just says
the royal treatment.
Yeah, just got the royal treatment.
You got the golf club.
Yeah, probably. But
of course, back then they were niblets and.
Yeah, but it says there are conflicting stories about who got the first Hillerick bat. But there's no debate that Pete Browning, nicknamed the bat the Louisville Slugger. From Hillerick and Bradsby.
I don't think that's a Louisville Slugger. Unless they've really changed the labels around.
And it's a 1-2-3 fourth inning. First time for Gallardo. Cedeno had homered in the second. Pirates lead 3-0. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. Obviously, it rained heavy much of the day here in Pittsburgh, but grounds crew had enough time to get the field ready. We started on time without interruption now through 4. And it's Mike Rivera to start the 5th against Paul Mahalem. A double play went 5-4-3 to end the 2nd. This will be pitch number 67 for Mahalem. Foul ball, very close.
See exactly how close it is. Our Southwest field cam. Oh, that was closer than I thought it was, Greg. Had the umpire jumping rope, and he's standing just about right on the line. Just a little bit in the foul territory. You can see where they extend the cutout out there for the umpires. Give them a place to stand so they don't wear out the grass. See that little, it's kind of like the umpire's box out there. Closing in on the 70 pitch mark. Stay in here. Come back a little bit.
Jones
Reach.
over. He's got the big reach, but not that long. Look at the pitch count by inning.
That 3rd inning there, that was the, he threw 8 pitches or 8 or 9 pitches to the his opposing number, Gallardo. Is it Gallardo or Gallardo?
Gallardo.
Gallardo.
That's what I say. I mean, you pronounce it the way you want to. I'm no expert. This ball hit into the gap, and Millage gets to it quickly, and heck of a play by Millage to hold Rivera to a single there.
Well, the Pirates, they overplay those gaps. And occasionally they'll get burnt. Somebody will put one down the line. And look how far over he is. He's almost in front of the Southwest sign. So he's only a few steps away from cutting off the 410 gap, and makes it all the way in front of the Milwaukee bullpen to take that ball.
Nicely done. The Millage people like it.
Well, that's a big play. Nobody out. You don't want to get that guy out at second base to start the inning. Keep the double play in order, especially when you got Paul up there, who most of the time is pretty good at getting a good ground ball.
Millage was out there again today with Gary Varsho, the outfield instructor.
Well, everybody is working very hard this time of year. It's kind of like a spring training type setting, to be honest with you, where we've said before the wins and losses are very important.
Well, how important was it to keep that man at first base now? Very close, but Cedeno guns out Bourgeois.
Tip your hat to Millage. He's a big part of that double play. His name's nowhere near it, but that play he made out in front of the bullpen, that's what set this up. Ron decides to take it himself. Kept Dell out of it. If he gives that ball to Dell, it's a Rondell for 2. I like that. Rondell for 2. I know you don't like it, but that's too bad.
I'm trying to think about it. I'm trying to think of Rondell for 2. I like it. Don't know why.
Yeah, you can use it if you want.
Thanks. There's Millage. Gallardo. An 8-pitch at bat in the 3rd inning.
Yes, he did, baby.
That's why you check it.
Back to the bats.
Bob Davidson brings him up. You got to check. And sometimes you get the breaks. Ticket offer during the weekend series against the Reds, Friday through Sunday. Only $19.79 gets you a field box ticket and a commemorative T-shirt. And great promotions throughout the weekend. The 1979 Pillbox cap giveaway on Friday. The post-game concert by Casey and the Sunshine Band on Saturday. And kids replica 1979 batting helmets on Sunday. For tickets, visit pirates.com/family. Strike on Mahalam.
Giving away the old hats, huh? Stripes around them?
Yep. They're wearing the old uniforms too.
Oh, there we go.
Pillbox cap. Paul Mahalam models it. That's the giveaway on Friday.
I bet you I got an old black one laying around somewhere. I might have to wear it one of those days on that weekend.
I think you should wear it for the TV Open. I like it.
It might be a little raggedy looking by now. You know, stuffed in a box somewhere. I'll have to see if I can hunt it up.
Strike three called. Mahalam is the fourth strikeout victim for Gallardo.
I got another hat from that era too, though, that I could wear.
Yeah,
wouldn't be as popular around here. It's a maroon with a P on it.
A Phillies cap. The Phillies, by the way, will be in next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, to complete the homestand. Their first and only trip in.
Got my fingers crossed someday that I'll be able to renew that Pennsylvania rivalry that was so great back in the days when I first got started, back in when they were wearing those pillbox hats and the maroon trim unis. Things change though, Greg. You got to go with change. Can't stand in the way of it.
Hit the other way by McCutchen, nearing the wall. Oh, what a catch by Bourgeois. robbing McCutchen of extra bases in the corner.
Now that was a great play. I went into that feet first figure four type slide. A lot of times guys do that, and I kind of wonder why. Is there really a reason for it? But here, he did it to, act as shock absorbers as he was going to be sliding into that fence. Didn't want to get hurt. Goes down, goes into the fence with his feet to help stop him. Great play.
Even got kudos from the Jolly Roger there. Yeah, what a catch by the rookie Jason Bourgeois. Another look. What a play. Jolly. And what the heck was that? And of course, not familiar with this ballpark at all. Sensational, really, that catch.
Yeah. Someone see it. Looks better and better.
Toward the gap in left center field. Talking about looking better and better. Delwin Young has his second double of the night.
Wearing him out. Keep working your magic, Perry Hill. We need this guy.
Yep.
He can flat out hit.
Got to have that bat in the lineup. He's hitting .500 this season against Brewers pitching. Delwin Young. Acquired from the Dodgers in April for a minor leaguer.
They're not going to mess with Jones. They're going to put him on.
It'll be up to Andy LaRoche. Jones walked intentionally. Second free pass of the night for him. 3 of his 13 home runs have come against the Brewers this season. So they'll take their chances with Andy LaRoche. We were talking about the Phillies moments ago. Time to enjoy tonight's Cabot Woodstein legendary performance. On this date, 54 years ago tonight, for the 6th consecutive season, Robin Roberts, a 20-game winner. The Phillies right-hander finishes the season with a 23-14 record, beats Don Newcomb and the first-place Dodgers at Connie Mack Stadium in Philadelphia 3-2. That's tonight's legendary performance, sponsored by Cabot Woodstein. Aha!
Yeah, that's one of those new hats. And they went to red.
Yeah, that's not the maroon Phillies cap. It's probably a Robin Roberts type cap, though, huh?
Yeah, probably.
Robin Roberts, 14 years with the Phillies, won 234 games.
He was an elite pitcher. He was one of those guys that would give up a lot of home runs, but they're always solo shots.
Would he ever come around like spring training and that kind of thing when you were with the Phillies?
Not very often, no. I think that's kind of a recent type thing. To where teams really make an effort to bring back the alumni and at least have 2 or 3 of them there. The team that I think kind of got the ball started on that, at least in a high visibility type way, was the Yankees.
Yeah.
They would bring a lot of those guys back to be guest instructors during spring training, and now other teams have followed suit.
And a high fly ball to left field. Andy LaRoche, did he get it? Did he get it? No! Right at the wall. Ryan Braun reaches up to make the catch. That close to being a 3-run homer. A look. Braun has his sights set and makes the grab. Still 3-0 Pittsburgh. A&O Motors game summary. Ronnie Cedeno, a 2-run homer in the second. Delwyn Young has a pair of doubles and an RBI. Paul Maholm has blanked the Brew Crew so far on 3 hits through 5 innings. The A&O Motors game summary. Kind of an over-the-hump inning of sorts for Maholm.
Yeah, I think, Greg, that this game is kind of following a little bit of a pattern of his recently, where things seem to be fine, and then something happens and it gets away from him. Kind of in the last road trip, Colorado. I don't remember exactly what the game situation was, but everything seemed to be good with him. And
well, let's see what Cedeno can do. No, not going to be able to get the speedy shortstop Alcides Escobar, who's 2 for 2, an infield single.
But I got to believe we're at the part of the game now where they're going to start watching really close, and if they see anything they don't like, they'll go to the bullpen pretty quick. That's my guess. The bullpen's not doing anything right now. Oh, he can run.
Yeah.
Alcides, and I'll raise you.
Cedeno did all he could. Felipe Lopez has singled and struck out. Oh, Taylor made 2, 1, and 2.
Rondell for 2.
Watch it again.
You hate that, don't you?
No, I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
This Taylor-made double play.
Rondell, and that's 2.
Rondell.
Yeah, I like it. But Delwyn is looking better and better on that turn. There seems to be a little more smoothness to it. There's not catch the ball, turn, throw the ball. Everything is kind of starting to become one fluid motion now. Well, Cedeno, I think, comes with a fairly good resume for being a defensive player anyway. In fact, I think a lot of people thought we were getting a good glove, no hit shortstop. I did.
Well, and frankly, I think a lot of people.
I was wrong.
A lot of people also thought that the glove was okay, but there you talk to some baseball people. That ball's ripped into left by Cameron, but it comes with 2 outs and nobody on. With Brian Braun coming to the plate, you talk to a lot of baseball people, they'll say he has been as good, and it's almost blasphemy to say this in this town, but he's been as good, and some say maybe even a tad better than Jack Wilson. That's what some baseball people have said.
He's more athletic than Jack as far as I think his range is a little bit better. He can really move left and right. But I mean, Jack was so good for so long. It's going to take a long time for Cedeno to, I think, prove himself to this crowd that he can take that. But if he keeps hitting the way he's hitting, it won't take all that long. That'll definitely go a long ways. Keeps driving in runs. I think he is fielding the ball, very well. Messed up a routine one the other day on the road, but other than that, that's nitpicking again. Made some great plays in the hole. He's gone way up the middle.
Braun has bounced to third and walked. Sharply hit just past Cedeno into left. Millage throws toward the plate strong, but the runner gets there, and into second goes Braun. The RBI single, and it's now a 3-1 game.
That was a strong throw, but it was, I think, too high for Andy to cut it off. The field cam will give us a look. Oh, yeah, that ball's way high. No hesitation on Braun's part. He saw that throw coming in up there, and he gets himself in the scoring position. I was wrong about that bullpen. I thought that they would start moving around if there was any kind of trouble, but still very quiet.
2 outs and Fielder at the plate. This is a guy that Mahalem has owned. Talk about those numbers we mentioned earlier. This is his 87th pitch coming. '87 pitches according to our scoreboard here at PNC Park.
That was a 9-inch vertical break too, by the way.
Oh wait, I didn't see that. What else? One and two. How about that one, Bob?
1 inch in the horizontal plane, 7 inches in the vertical plane.
1 inch horizontal, 7-inch vertical. What exactly does that mean?
It means it broke 1 inch this side and then dropped 7 inches.
Yeah, that's pretty good, I guess, huh?
Yeah.
What's the average?
The average, well, it depends. Everybody's got a little bit different type of breaking ball.
Mm-hmm. Now 9 inches, that's really good, huh? Full count. That one broke 8 inches according to the scoreboard. Vertical break. 3 and 2. And a big pitch now to Prince Fielder. As weird as it sounds, Mahalem wants to get him.
Oh yeah, you know, McGee's on deck.
Should get him.
Yep. Well, easy tapper.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Yeah.
He needed all that 6'6" over at first base to catch that one.
Easy tapper, not so easy play. 3-1 Bucks.
Sixth inning, time for tonight's Coors Light Freeze Cam. We thought maybe it was going to have enough. Nope, drawn back to the wall. Look at the tongue. See, the tongue is out. He knows he's got it. That means he has radar locked when that tongue comes out. Coors Light Freeze Cam brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Ryan Doumit takes ball one. Doumit walked. Was aboard when Cedeno homered. 2 outs in the second. Fly to center to end the third. Pirates lead is now 2. And they have him played perfectly. Alcides Escobar. And it's time to check out our day automotive this day in Pirates baseball history. Teammate of Bob's, In 1990, Bobby Bonilla tripled, homered, drove in 3, led the Pirates to a 6-3 win over the Reds. That's our This Day in Pirates history. Thank you, Day Automotive. Bobby Bo.
Pirates go on to play the Reds in the playoffs that year. And then the Reds went on to win the World Series. Beat the Oakland A's.
Who was managing the Reds that year?
I'm going to say Lou Piniella. That was back when they had the Nasty Boys.
Pinella's Cubs struggling. Try and reach the postseason this year. They're in second place behind the Cardinals. 6 back.
Chased down La Russa's Cardinals, who was managing the A's that they beat in the World Series.
Exactly. It all fits. It always does.
Small world.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Small world.
The work that goes into our Day Automotive This Day in Pirates history. So that does all fit.
Heavily researched.
The Cubs have lost 2 straight. Take on the Padres tonight. Cardinals are in LA against the Dodgers. Cardinals picked up John Smoltz today. Rumblings that maybe they want him to set up Ryan Franklin. Closer.
Yeah, the way things went in his comeback, that's probably going to be his role, the bullpen.
Millage, a strikeout. 5 Ks for Gallardo. 2009 Pirates Baseball on FSN Pittsburgh is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Southwest Airlines is ready when you are. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on.
What kind of jet is that? Any idea, Greg?
What's that, Bob?
What kind of jet that is?
I have no idea. I'm told the trailer says 737.
They know. They're travelers.
Do they travel by air, Bob?
At times.
The Gypsies.
Yeah.
They do?
What was that?
I thought they traveled on the trailer.
What was that shot there?
I'm not sure.
UFO, I was told.
Ah, and they know. They know they're UFOs.
That was a parrot flying by up high. We haven't got any hot dogs in the booth in a while, have we?
They keep trying. 2-2. Speaking of trying, like Brandon Moss, keep talking about that window of opportunity that some of these players have, and
well, his window has been shut a little bit because of the emergence of Garrett Jones and Delwyn Young, and kind of cutting into his playing time a little. Steve Pearce is since he's been called up, he's getting a lot of starts also.
There's the turkey for him.
Yep.
Strikes out in 3 frames, the 2nd, 4th, and 6th innings. 6 Ks for Gallardo. Steve Blass nearly had the dog. Comes up. Not good try. Yeah. gathering 6 hits. The 1 run coming in the 6th inning. On a 2-out single by Ryan Braun. He faces the 5, 6, 7 men in the order for the Brew Crew. Casey McGee has walked and lined out to right fielder Brandon Moss. First pitch swinging. There's Cedeno. We just talked about him. And look at that. I mean, just a solid play on the backhand and a strong throw to first.
Yeah, he throws a clothesline across the infield. Over, plants the foot. Pow, right there. Throws him out by 2 steps. That's our Cedeno. That's
right.
Seattle's.
Ronnie Cedeno, who came over for Jack Wilson. And the Pirates got other players in that deal. Ian Snell, of course, was also traded. Snell pitched tonight for the Mariners and did much better than his last time. We gave up, I believe, 7 runs in
He hasn't pitched well at
6
home.
innings. Yeah. This is his second start, I believe, at home.
He was on the road today, isn't he? Detroit?
You're right. Second start at home was against the Yankees. His last time he gave up, I believe, 7 runs in 6 innings. Tonight he went 5 2/3, gave up 1 run, 4 hits as they are in Detroit and leading 3-1. Pirates also got Jeff Clement in that deal, and he has been tearing it up at AAA Indy. Pirates trying to work with him at first base. Well, Clement is not in the lineup tonight for Indianapolis. Brad Lincoln started when 5 innings, gave up 4 runs. And Phil DeMatre now in relief. DeMatre, what we're told, it has to be activated by Friday. I guess his rehab is up. We could see him next weekend. The left-hander just misses on Mike Rivera. 1 for 2.
Just a little bit outside. That was closer actually than it looked because of the camera angle. In fact, I would call that one outside by a smidgen.
Pop up, foul territory. Garrett Jones.
He's got it.
2 outs. We're talking about the minor leagues last night. At Altoona, Jonel Pacheco, 3 for 4, a home run, 3 RBIs, has 13 homers, 48 ribbies in 104 games. Kyle Bloom, 19 games with 3.84 ERA, and State College with the Spikes. Philip Irwin, scoreless inning in the New York Penn League All-Star Game. Some of the news and notes from the Pirates minor leagues. Jose Tabata homered tonight at AAA. Mahalam off the hill, and not able to hang on. Garrett Jones. Base hit for Bourgeois.
Jones probably felt more like a hockey goalie there. That was like a shot on goal. He's got to try and stop it. He stopped it. He got a piece of it, but it still dribbled into the net. Now there's the shot. Just got by him.
A couple of guys that can really fly in this lineup, Bourgeois and Escobar. Bunt single for Bourgeois. Now Craig Counsell bats for Gallardo.
I think Bourgeois was coming down a little bit into the grass, and as he got to that 45-foot line, you notice he moved over into the box to make sure that
he doesn't get penalized, right?
Yeah.
Called out.
Smart thing. I mean, he had to know that he had a great shot at beating that out. You don't want the umpire taken away from him. Counsell played the first 2 games.
Started at third base on Monday and last night at short. Counsell is 3 for 6 in his career against Mahalam. Watch this again.
And watch, he starts off on the grass, and as he gets to the box, right now he moves over and picking up chalk.
Got to run in that lane.
Yeah, they'll give you the chalk line, but if you're out there on that grass and they feel that the fielder was interfered with his throw, they'll call it on you.
Well, Mahalam is going to go 7 strong innings as he retires Counsell on the ground ball to second. Mahalam, 3-1. Plays that made you smile, all about Paul Mahalam. Paul Mahalam, the strike him out, throw him out double play in the first inning.
Paul really, he was great tonight. He was very efficient, I thought, with his pitches, something we wanted. Gotten a little bit of, trouble there with the pitch count. I think it was the third inning, got it up to 24. But yeah, he made us smile, did a great job, and was able to get through that 7th inning, which I think was probably very important for him to go out there, finish the 7th, and no matter what happens from this point of the night, he's kind of got that in his bank, a little bit of momentum for next time, because he has had those games of late where he's hung balls after he's got the pitch count elevated, and they've hurt him, extra bases, home runs. But so far tonight, it's looked great. He's made it through 7.
Grizzled veteran David Weathers back with the Brewers. He spent parts of 4 seasons back in the late 90s and the early portion of this decade in a Milwaukee uniform. 39-year-old who was acquired for a player to be named later 10 days ago faces Ronnie Cedeno, and Cedeno, who has homered and flied out, takes a strike. It's 0-2. Mahalam is on deck at the moment.
Looks like Cedeno would like to have that pitch back, kind of taking a little walk, talking to himself.
If Cedeno reaches, you could envision Mahalam at the very least sacrificing, staying in the game. We'll see what happens. Bullpen is loosening up for the Pirates. Let's watch again. Ronnie Cedeno homer in the second. His 4th Pirate homer, his 9th overall, combined with Pittsburgh and Seattle.
And put his head down right away. Knew he had it. Kind of like that golfer that hits one right down the middle of the fairway. He didn't watch it. Picks up the tee and goes to the bag.
Ground ball to third. Casey McGee throws out Cedeno for the first out, and Mahalam will bat.
Good ball name, isn't it? Casey McGee.
Yes, it really is.
Pitcher Paul Mahalam.
Mahalam has grounded out and struck out looking tonight. and lines it into left. It's his night.
Extra bases.
Paul Maholm. It's PM time. Prime time. His 4th hit of the season and 1 home run tonight, this season as well. This double for Maholm is the 5th hit of the night for Pittsburgh. Second double.
Slashing this ball down the line. And this is with a badly bruised left arm. Imagine that bruise on the left arm is so far from his mind right now. He's totally forgot about it.
Bounce to McGee. McCutchen is the second out. If you're traveling, can't watch your Buccos on FSN, you can always catch the game on your computer with MLB.tv, the ultimate baseball experience. Featuring 100 out-of-market games per week live on your computer. Catch those you miss on demand. For more details, visit Pirates.com, where baseball is always on. Delwyn Young, couple of hits and 3 trips. A ribby. And batting .500 this season against Brewers pitching. 13 for 26.
Still playing him a little cheap out toward left field. Ron twice has had to run out toward that gap to pick up a baseball. Of course, he's playing in a little bit because of that runner at second. 2 outs. And you can see there's a lot of room between Ron and that fence. See if Delwyn can burn him for a 3rd time.
Pops it up.
Got in on him a little bit. Jammed him.
Bourgeois. The catch. On to the 8th inning. Paul Maholm will take the hill. 3-1 Buccos. Buccos leading at 3-1 onto the 8th inning for Paul Maholm. Take a look at what Maholm has done tonight. 1 run, 7 innings, 7 hits.
.103 pitches. Could conceivably finish this one, but I'd be a little surprised by that.
Alcides Escobar, 2 for 2. 9th in the order. The rookie shortstop, Off Mahalam, another ball that hits the pitcher. And he recovers and throws out Escobar. Wow.
Paul needs to get a little more padding when he pitches. Oh man, that one had to hurt. I mean, he's gotten hit solid too. Oh, right in the shin. Just smoked him in the shin. Not a glancing blow. That ball hit square on the shin to where it just rolled right back in front of him. Look at the look on his face.
He's like, well, you got to be kidding me.
What next? Can you stretch a shin? Can you stretch out your shin?
It's like Brad Henderson is asking him to, huh?
Stretch your shin out. I guess you could stretch your shin. I was never much into stretching.
Yeah.
That's why he's on the DL all the time, I guess. If I'd have stretched every now and then, could have prevented that. He's all right. Man of steel.
Really? Isn't that the truth?
That's all right. It's like, you know what? It's like it just bounced off an old oak tree right there. That's all. That's a pretty defensive play when it was all said and done.
Yeah.
I wonder what the over and under is on ice bags tonight for Paul after the game.
Mike Cameron hit this one off him in the fourth.
That one went right off. It looked like the side of his pitching arm. So that's a bruise. Yeah, he'll have two very nice bruises tomorrow. Let's see. I'm going 4. He'll have one on the bicep, one on the shoulder, one on the elbow, one on the shin.
And he strikes out Lopez. With Hanrahan waiting in the wings.
Well, he's doing his best now to keep the bullpen out of this. There it is, little curveball that he takes quite a bit off. See, now that one had a 2-inch horizontal break. That made that a little more effective.
Oh, the 2-inch.
Yeah, the other ones were just a 1-inch horizontal break.
Oh. Now I gotcha.
So that one was a 2 job.
Whoa, that was a 12-inch horizontal break.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the 6-inch.
I didn't quite see that, but that's what it says out there.
And Cameron, no surprise he's hit the ball hard 3 times off Mahalam, coming in a career .423 lifetime average against the Bucco left-hander. Cameron lined that ball in the 4th inning off of Mahalam, doubled his last time up, and now singles to center with 2 outs in the 8th, and that's going to be it. John Russell is going to go to the bullpen here. The Pirates leading 3-1, and Ryan Braun, also a guy that over his career has done great work against Mahalam. Paul Mahalam.
Get to the ice machine, Paul.
7 2/3, outstanding innings.
Getting a nice hand. Well deserved.
A Columbia Gas 8-1-1 call to the pen.
2009 Pirates Baseball on FSN Pittsburgh is brought to you by Hyundai. Now, Hyundai Assurance can even lower your price at the pump. Go to Hyundai.com to find out how.
Tonight after Pirates postgame, stay tuned for the final score. It's the final word on all the major sports with news, scores, and highlights from today's action. Catch the final score tonight after Pirates postgame right here on FSN.
Dippin' Dots.
Yeah, good tasting. It looks like it. The Dippin' Dots.
Yeah, I think those are Dippin' Dots.
Looks like he's right on the field there.
Is that the dessert of the future? Isn't that what that is?
I think so. Strike, Ryan Braun facing Joel Hanrahan. Hanrahan walked Braun in the 7th inning on Monday night. He faced 4 batters, got 2 outs, walked 2, and gave up a run. Gets away, wild pitch, moves Cameron into scoring position.
Take a look at it. Again, curveball bouncing in the dirt, came up and got Dohm at the shin guard. Gets away from him. I think they gave Cameron a stolen base on that. I think he was running.
No, he was not. Silly. Not even close. That's a wild pitch. Cameron has 6 steals in 9 attempts. One ball, 1 strike on Braun. Braun, a fly ball to left, Millage under it. Braun just got under it, and Millage makes the grab. That does it for the Brew Crew in the 8th. Pirates lead 3-1. And he is out for the 2nd inning of work. Pitched a scoreless 7th. The book closed now on Mahalem. 7 2/3, 1 run.
That away, Paul.
Now, Steve Blass said last night about Ohlendorf, 7+ 1 run. Now that is a quality start. Ball 1 on Garrett Jones.
2 in a row. And that I think Paul probably already said this last inning, but I mean he can be very proud. You know, the fact that he was able to get through the latter part of the game. Once he got his pitch count elevated, he was just as good, you know, in that 7th inning as he was earlier in the ball game. He really carried his stuff, his location, basically to the point to where he left the game.
To the right side, fielder. Oh, Weathers drops it. He'll be charged with an error. He won.
And if you just joined us late, the reason he can be proud to do that is I think that's been a problem with Paul's of late. That he gets into either a long inning or later in the game. You see Fielder making that throw and was not caught. Boy, it wasn't Fielder's problem. That was a perfect throw that Weathers dropped. Right on the money, right over the bag. But Paul will admit that he had some problems hanging some pitches probably the last handful of starts. But not tonight. He got late in the game and he was still hitting the corners, keeping it down. When it came up, it was on the hands. Excellent job.
Andy LaRoche was a few inches from hitting a 3-run homer in the 5th. Ryan Braun was back against the wall and left. Made the catch. LaRoche has also struck out looking and grounded to third with the infield in. Left runner at third.
Left field gives no cheapies unless it's just right down the line. Long ways out there.
Two balls, no strikes. Garrett Jones has a stolen base tonight. His 7th in 8 attempts. That's driven to left field. Hooking. It is a foul ball. Save situation, so Matt Capps is up.
Sweep, baby. The Brooms are out.
3 more outs.
And this will, I think, most people would agree, this 3-game series here is going to put the nail in the coffin of the Brewers' post-game hopes. Not post-game, postseason.
Double play ball. Routinely hit. 6-4-3, rough night for LaRoche.
Colorado was winning. They'll lose a game to them in the wild card race.
1979 celebration weekend starts Friday, goes through Sunday. It's Saturday night after the 7:05 game against the Cincinnati Reds. Disco legends Casey and the Sunshine Band perform all their hit songs live from the field after the game. To get your tickets, call 1-800-5BUCKS or visit Pirates.com. Oh, that's hit hard by Doman. And Cameron is there, the line drive. Into right center, Cameron makes the grab. All right, 3 more outs. 3-1 game. Time to check out Verizon Wireless, the road ahead. Upcoming games and TV schedule for the Pirates. Day off tomorrow. A lot of the players will be participating in the Pirates Charities Golf Tournament out at Fox Chapel tomorrow. And then back to work against the Reds Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday afternoon. And then the Phillies in after a Monday off day. The Phillies on FSN. World Series celebration starts Friday night, the 1979 World Series celebration weekend against the Reds. And then the world champion Phillies.
There you see Camp's numbers on the season. 21 saves. Save situation tonight. He'll be going for 22.
21 of 24. You can see the new look for Caps, by the way.
Not much hair up there anymore.
Nothing. Caps will face Prince Fielder. Those two have had a history. No love lost between these two. Caps and Prince Fielder.
Well, these two teams have met in the middle of the infield a few times over the last handful of years. It got started out with Aramis Ramirez. You remember that?
Yep.
Aramis went out. I can't remember now who hit him. He charged the mound and ended up either got a dislocated shoulder or broke something in his shoulder. Something happened. Remember, he was out a long time.
Count 1-2.
But I think that was the. You want to go back to the beginning, the first really altercation. That's the first one I can remember. The Pirates had hit their left fielder in the prior inning.
Yeah, Caps gets him.
Very nice.
Caps strikes out Prince Fielder to start the ninth.
Off speed pitch that was kind of up and away. I don't know if it was a kind of a backup slider. I think that I would say that was a backup slider. I'm not real sure, but just stayed up there. And Fielder swung right through it.
Prince Fielder 0 for 4 tonight, and now it's Casey McGee to the plate. Paul Maholm looking for the win to go to 7-7. For Paul Maholm, it would be his first victory since July the 7th against the Houston Astros. Fly ball to right. Moss and 2 outs. And Caps is looking for his first save since July 31st against the Washington Nationals. This would be the first 3-game winning streak for the Pirates since the 3rd week, going into the 4th week of June. After that 17-game losing streak to Milwaukee, they're an out away from taking 5 of the last 6 games against the Brewers.
The Brewers are going to be getting on that bus, thinking that their season has basically slipped away. I'm sure they had big plans for these 3 days. They're going to use this series to get back in the race, and it's gone the other way. It's put them out of it.
There will be no, it looks like that there will be no untucking the shirts tonight, and this will do it. Raise the Jolly Roger. The Pirates sweep the Milwaukee Brewers.
Really a great game tonight by Paul Maholm. I think that's the basic thing that we've got to talk about. That's the story. He came out on a mission, kept his pitch count down, went very deep in the ball game. All that right-handed power that they have on the bench there, or in their lineup, I mean, with Cameron and Braun, guys he's had so much trouble with in the past, he was able to shut them down and do a great job. And they come away with a sweep. Got to be a great feeling. Is that team across the way has really had their number the last couple years.